Hi, I'm Greg. I'm going to tie you an RS2. RS2s are a great local pattern, good pattern to use for a little emerger. And not only do they work here in Colorado, they work all over. Wherever we've fished them, this fly really produces. You can fish them in a lot of different sizes, from maybe a 14 down to 24. In a 24, they're going to eat it as a little midge. And then, of course, in the bigger sizes, they'll eat it as a mayfly emerger. Hook for this is a Tiemco 101. All right, I'm going to attach my thread at about 2 widths of the eye behind. And as I tie this on, I'm not going to cut my tag off. I'm going to leave a tag. And as I come backwards with my thread base, I want to make sure that this tag is right on top of the hook. I'm going to come right back to just above the barb of the hook. Make sure that tag is on top. Next piece we're going to grab is some fibettes, which are produced by another local guy here. His name is John Betts. Cut 2 of these off. Those aren't quite so even, so let me start over. We'll make sure these tails are even. Length of the tails are usually about the length of the body. On this, maybe just a pinch shorter. I'm making a measurement here with my fingernail back to the tip of the fibettes. I'm going to go fingernail to fingernail to ensure that those are about the right length. Lay them down at about a 45-degree angle. And then with my thread, I'm going to make a little soft wrap. And then the second wrap should roll those right on top of the hook. Looks good. I'm going to make one more wrap just to make sure that is tight. Nothing will jump around. And then at this point, I'm going to help split these with my fingernail. Pop them straight up. And then this little tag, I'm going to bring that right between the tails. That's going to split those up real nice. That way I don't have to have a big ball of dubbing in the back or a bunch of thread to make a little ball in the back. And then I'm going to wrap all the fibers of the fibettes and my thread tag right back up to where we first attached my thread. Now at this point we're going to put in some superfine Adams gray dubbing. I've pulled this out of the package. And when you do that, there's usually some balls in there, some dubbing that's been folded. What I like to do is pull and stack, kind of getting this all going in the right direction. Of course, I got enough dubbing right there for about 200 flies probably. Put a little bit of dubbing wax on my fingers, just enough to give myself a little tackiness. And then I'm going to pull a few of these fibers off of that. And I'm going to tightly spin that on. I think the key to dubbing is a lot, or I should say a little dubbing on a lot of thread. So with 2 of those little pieces that I pulled off, and I'm just pulling off just ever so slightly few fibers. I've left myself about a half of inch of bare thread. With that thread, I'm going to work it back towards the tail. My first wrap of dubbing will actually be under the tail, right to the front. As I wrap this forward, I want to have a nice little angle forward. Then as I come up towards the thorax area, start wrapping. My thread wraps are actually kind of at a 45-degree angle going backwards. Kind of helps stacks my dubbing. Again, I go right up to where we first started the thread. I'm going to come back just a little bit. Make sure I get in that nice little taper. So the taper is a carrot shaped, just like on most mayflies. I'm going to bring my thread right up to the very front of the eye and then straight back, giving a little thread base. Next piece, I'm tying off some white antron off the card. Make sure those are cut straight across. Lay it straight on top of the hook. Another little pinch wrap where I'm pulling the thread up through my finger. Pinching the thread, I can let tension off, bring it straight down on the other side, pop it straight down. Now at this point I'm not going to worry too much that there's fiber in the eye, because I'm going to just kind of gently nudge that out and then wrap back up to the eye. What that also does is help form a little underbody here. Grab a little bit more dubbing. Spin that onto the thread. Just a pinch more. As you can see, I'm using very little dubbing on this. Now at this point, I'm going to wrap up this little hill, and I'm going to go back onto my wing just a little bit, just so that I don't have any separation between my abdomen and my thorax. And then I'm going to bring this dubbing straight down. If I measured everything out, I should end up right there behind the eye, and I can just whip finish backwards about 3 wraps, maybe 4 if you want. Tighten the thread up. At this point, all I need to do is pull the wing forward, and to ensure some consistency on all your flies, I like to pull this forward. I like my wings a little short, so what I'm going to do is just clip that so that my scissors are right above the rear of the hook eye. Make a quick cut. And there we have a little RS2 emerger in gray. Tie these in a lot of different colors. My favorite is black, gray, even a rust color. And I think you'll catch a lot of fish with them. It's a fantastic pattern.